Lex Luthor's name says a lot about him. When he was introduced in 1940, he only went by the moniker of Luthor. He didn't get a first name until 20 years later in Adventure Comics number 271, when it was revealed to be Lex, short for Alexander. But what story does this name tell us? Welcome to another tie-in video where I wear a tie in videos. I'm Scott, and if you're anything like me, you love looking up etymologies and origins of common phrases, and of course, meanings of names. And if you aren't like me, you don't care about any of that stuff, just indulge me for a bit. I'm sure we're all used to names of comic book characters that are a bit on the nose, especially Batman villains. Victor Freeze becoming Mr. Freeze, Harleen Quinzel becoming Harley Quinn, and one of my favorites is Julian Gregory Day becoming Calendar Man. Just hits all the highlights in one name. You get my point though. The real name of the person reflects what they will inevitably become, or even their personality. Lex Luthor might not have been intentional, but I believe his name reflects more about him than you might think at first. Luthor is just a variation of Luther, which is Old Germanic, roughly translating to soldier of the people, and this is part of the show where I assure you that I am not a linguist or anyone who really knows anything about languages other than what I could find searching Google. Alexander, I found a lot more information on. It comes from the Greek Alexandros and translates to Defender of Man. So put the full name together and we get Lex Luthor, Defender of Man, Soldier of the People. You might be wondering how this reflects Lex's personality. He's the villain, right? He's not a soldier for the people or a defender of man. That's Superman, right? Well, if you're going by the original incarnation of Lex in the comics, then sure, he's just some generic evil scientist slash industrialist slash megalomaniac who wants to kill Superman and rule the world or whatever. But in recent times, they've really fleshed out his character a bit more. I will welcome you back to my favorite Superman comic, Birthright, where we see a retelling of Superman's first appearance in Metropolis, as well as the dynamic between Lex and the Man of Steel. In this story, Lex sees Superman as a threat and sets up an elaborate plan to fake a Kryptonian invasion and paint Superman as the, quote, sentry for an alien race of warmongers. In a nutshell, Luthor is trying to make it look like Superman is a member of a violent race of aliens who was sent to Earth to scout it out and signal a fleet of warships to invade. Luthor even has an army of people dressed in Kryptonian garb with Superman's iconic S symbol to try and further incriminate Superman, making it look like he is definitely involved with the invasion. So what was Lex's reason for this incredible stunt? Why was he trying so hard to make people believe that Superman was against us? Well, it's pretty simple. With so much power, it's only a matter of time before Superman would turn on humanity and try to rule it himself. We shouldn't trust someone who has that much power. We should be skeptical. We should destroy him before he destroys us. So Lex spreads this hoax of Superman being an invader trying to conquer the planet so that we would all turn against him. Then Lex would take Superman down and save the Earth from when he would have inevitably turned against humanity and tried to rule over us. Lex Luthor would have been known as the savior of Earth, of humanity, aka the soldier of the people and the defender of man, just like his name implies. At least that's one line of Lex Luthor's thinking. It's nearly impossible to neatly summarize every reason that Lex has for hating Superman in a short and snappy sentence. Now, I am inclined to believe that the meaning behind the name Lex Luthor was completely coincidental and they just chose a name that sounded cool at the time, but I like that his name tells a story about his personality, whether it's intentional or not. What do you guys think? Am I reading too much into this? Am I a crazy person who needs to stop overthinking things? I think that last part is definitely objectively true regardless. Either way, I would love to hear your thoughts on this in the comments. This video is a tie-in I did for the video recently about why is Lex Luthor bald. If you haven't seen that one yet, I urge you to go do that. It's really good. You can click right here, or there's a link in the description below.